It's Tuesday, March 25th. Today I'm going to ride out to the town of Weed, take a turn on Highway 97 towards Klamath Falls, but I'm not going to go very far. I will turn on the Big Springs Road, which takes me towards Lake Shastina and a neighborhood that Joline and I looked at houses at when we were first considering moving here. And just do a video tour of that area. That's my plan. Then I will start this trip by going onto I-5, just do it the fast way. Out to Weed, and then turn onto 97, and then left towards Lake Shastina. Well, a 250-mile ride I took yesterday, I was having trouble getting my Bluetooth DJI 2 mic to connect to my Action 4 camera. I could stop and I can kind of make a new connection and it would work, but it's supposed to just, when you turn them both on, if you've connected them once, it should just automatically reconnect, and it was when I first started using it. So, as usual, with a little bit of online research, it said do a factory reset on your camera, which I did, and at the moment it seems to be working like it should again. I can turn the camera off briefly and then restart it, and the mic connects. Yahoo! I don't know if I'll have to do it much, but if I do have to do more factory resets to get the mic and the camera working together, it's actually fairly easy to do, and there's only a couple things I have to reset after doing it, so it's really not a big deal. I wore my Arai XT4 helmet yesterday on that long ride, and it's a much noisier helmet than the one I'm wearing now, the Shoei Neotech 2. But I wore it because at that point, it hadn't really dawned on me how I could do a chin mount on this, and what I did is I just used the same chin mount from a Arai XT4. I just had to stick some extra, what do I say, Velcro onto this helmet, and then stick the little bar onto it. Now I plan on replacing this big white thing with kind of a custom chin mount I got just for the Shoei Neotech. It should be lighter and a little less obtrusive, but I have a feeling it could be a week or more before that shows up at the house. And this seems to be working okay. The Velcro doesn't hold quite as well as the Velcro that was made for it, but it's holding, and I used the ever-present Gorilla Tape to make sure it didn't come off. And this is my turn. Big Springs Road, which will get me into that neighborhood that we looked at almost 3 years ago now. It's a nice neighborhood. There's nothing wrong with it. Just for us, Mt Shasta is closer to the things that we want to do. And it's better for our kids when they come up and visit, because they like mountain biking, and there's great mountain bike trails up there. They like running, and you can run around the lake. There's all kinds of good places to run there. I'm sure there would be here too, though. And the lake itself, there's so many things you could do out at that lake. They like to paddleboard, and plus they like to ski, and we're 20 minutes from the ski area where our house is, so all good for them. And also, if we'd bought a house out here, that would have added 25 to 30 minutes to their drive from the Bay Area. It's already over 4 hours, and that would have been just that much longer, so shortens it up a little. Shortens it up for us too when we go visit them in the Bay Area. So the reasons why we did that. Houses out here are a little less expensive. You probably get a little more house for your money. They tend to, a lot of them, be fairly new houses also. And it is pretty out here. I mean, I got no real complaints about it. By the way, those big hummocky hills over there were from a landslide off Mount Shasta long ago. The whole side of the mountain collapsed and slid out here into this valley. And those are the remnants of a gigantic landslide. Now, Garmin's, I wasn't looking close enough. I haven't seen a speed limit sign, but Garmin says it's 25. But when I was out here before, man, if I was going less than 55, people were trying to run me down. So I don't think it's really 25. So here's where I turned into that residential area. And it actually extends quite a ways around the lake. There are lots and lots of houses out here. So I'll start by turning right here and we'll take a look up this way. Again, lots of houses in here. Some are fairly modest and some are not. That's like any neighborhood. We really didn't have a problem with the houses in here. It was just the location. Mount Shasta worked better for us. New house they're building there. There are lots and lots of undeveloped lots still in this area, so could be a lot more houses built in here eventually. Don't see all that much building going on though, so she's not getting a whole bunch of new people out here. I guess I'll go back more into the heart of the neighborhood. I've been here, I see people walking and jogging on these roads. I mean, it's a nice neighborhood to do lots of stuff. It really doesn't look like many people try to grow grass out here. Grass I see looks, well, I don't know, it's time of year. Yeah, there is grass. It's just a little bit early in the season yet for it to be all nice and green. We're on Jackrabbit Road. I just looked at the Garmin and saw that. I wasn't paying attention to the names here. Jackrabbit Road. There's no shortage of jackrabbits out here. Same thing for where we live in our neighborhood. Again, a huge mix of houses. Some are really, really nice. And some are modest, which are fine too. I mean, you need neighborhoods with affordable housing. Although I don't know that any housing is affordable anymore in this country. So kind of have a feel for what this neighborhood is like at this point. I'm not going to drive out every street, so I'm going to start heading more towards Lake Shastina. When I was out here 3 or 4 days ago, that lake was full, which I had never seen before. In the past, it was always way down. And as always, when you see a lake full, it looks so much nicer than when the lake is low. I think Lake Siskiyou is quite a bit prettier than Lake Shastina, but Lake Shastina is a lot better than I thought it was when I'd always seen it with low water levels. Get more water in it, it's not too bad. I'm looking at my Garmin, there's this big hill here, and this road just kind of makes a circle around it. With more houses, I think, on the other side. Interesting. Too steep to build houses on, except for right here. Oh, there's one of those jackrabbits. I've never lived in a place that had the jackrabbits with the black tips on the ears like that before. Very interesting looking. A little bit of the lake extending up here. That, boy, in the past, I mean, I've always seen the lake when it was 20 or 30 feet low. Very different now. Golf course over there. I think there's a golf course that kind of threads its way through this whole area. course, we live next to a golf course too. Very different though. The golf course where we live, again, we don't play golf, but it's kind of on a rectangular, almost square-shaped plot of ground where they've got all the holes kind of worked into that. And this is just really stretched out, covering lots of ground in between the houses. Again, the grass doesn't look great now, but that's partly time of year. Now, one thing we would have liked if we moved out here, we could have kept our trailer out by the house, but it's working out okay the way we're doing it. That looks like it'd be a good place to catch fish. And getting some views of the lake here. Pretty full. There's a house that was just straight across there, kind of right on the lake. I'm almost thinking that's one of the houses we looked at out in this area. But honestly, when we looked at it and the lake was 20 or 30 feet low, it just was kind of ugly, where now it's pretty. Having the lake full is a huge difference. I think I'll head up this hill a little bit. Might get some good views from up there.
Just check Zillow. Most of the houses in this area I'm going through are in the $300,000 to $500,000 range. You get a lot more for your money out here.
Yeah, boy, this is the area with the views. And I guess I want to keep heading up. Oh, I'm impressed. I could get into this. We never looked up here when we were looking at houses. But wow, look at the views from up here. Yowzer, I like this. Yeah, the housing just kind of goes on all around this lake. I don't know about the far side. Yeah, far side too. A lot of housing around Lake Shastina. You can't do that around Lake Siskiyou because it's all undeveloped county land or Forest Service land, which is good for us. I kind of like that. That's where one of the neighborhood water towers at least is. I think I want to turn around and go back. Again, wow. I don't feel like going all the way across the lake, but there are some huge houses over there. Yeah, Joline and I were never in that income bracket to have a huge house. Never minded either. We do pretty well. I mean, a lot of people would think what we've got is pretty amazing, and I think what we have is pretty amazing. Haven't been down this yet. I guess I will. And this is quite the hill. I don't think there were very many houses for sale out here when we were looking. It was a pretty tight housing market. If we'd seen some houses up here on the hill that had been at a reasonable price level, who knows what we might have done. Still, I think in terms of location, we're in a better location for sure where we are, but wow, I like these neighborhoods, I like the houses. And at this point, I think I'm probably about ready to call it a wrap again. Haven't seen it all, but I guess that leaves me something to do some other day if I feel like coming out here and going further around the lake, seeing other neighborhoods. And Lake Shastina, when it's full, is really quite scenic. So much better than I thought it was when I'd been out here before when the lake level was low. I turned the camera back on just because views of Shasta and Black Butte, I never get tired of that.